Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
No, because you sat here like some sort of weird devotee to the Lisa cult. When did you guys become dearest, closest friend, the first person you wanted to hug you after your best friend?
Hey everybody, what is up? Let's talk about the new episode of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 13. Okay, so the episode starts with the ladies packing up for Bermuda. Heather was FaceTiming Monica. We see Meredith making her luggage, and Brooks was on the bed with a roller on his face. We see Angie too. Then we see Whitney. Justin walks in and she tells him about what happened. She's still sad about her friend's death and obviously still irritated about Lisa Barlow. She tells Justin about it and she feels like she is always there for Lisa, but Lisa isn't there for her. But then they get over onto the airport. The ladies had so many suitcases. They are on this trip to Bermuda, which Bermuda itself, like the location, makes them a little bit nervous. But they arrive and it's a beautiful island. They get onto the van. Meredith is complaining about the car being too cold. She's feeling a little dizzy. Listen, first of all, I love vehicles to be nice and cold, but they had to give her a big blanket because apparently she might have taken like 2 sleeping pills, so it's kind of messing her up. It's kind of like Weekend at Bernie's for Meredith. They arrive at this super cool mansion, very spectacular. Everyone will get their own room, so there's no need to share. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, but Mary Cosby did not come to this trip. The girls hurry up to get their room. Meredith didn't act fast enough, so she got the smallest room with no bathtub, which is what she wanted. She really wanted a bathtub. They head over to have some lunch, and Meredith says she's not feeling well, so she's going to go and rest. Someone asks, which room are you staying in so we can go check up on you later? And Meredith says, the one with no bathtub. Oh my gosh, you gotta love Meredith Marks. Okay, so they sit and have some lunch, but not together. Whitney and Angie go sit by the water. Angie says, she asks Whitney if she has spoken to Lisa, and Whitney is still very upset at Lisa, so she says no. Lisa and Heather were up in a table outside the patio, and they're also talking about Whitney and Lisa's situation. I think Heather was maybe trying to mend things because she tells Lisa, well, you and Whitney have come a long way in y'all's friendships, and Whitney says that she has actually made you a better person because now you don't overreact as much ever since y'all became friends. And Lisa is shocked. She says, how dare Whitney say that she has changed me? She's not the Dalai Lama. She says that no one has the power to change her except her husband or God. Maybe Whitney should go back to church and find out who Jesus really is because she is not the Messiah. That's what Lisa says. Lisa was on fire. She did not like this little comment that Whitney told Heather. So as I said, Meredith was back inside resting and Monica went to go check up on her, and yeah, she's still pretty pissed that she didn't get a room with a bathtub. She feels like no one respects her and it makes her remember how selfish everyone is. So Monica goes back outside and tells Heather and Lisa what Meredith just told her. What do y'all think? Should someone have given their room to Meredith, or was Meredith being dramatic? Let me know in the comments. Monica is very happy to be there because she has a lot of family in Bermuda. Her grandmother was born there. Then after lunch, they go to their rooms to rest a little bit. Meredith is still feeling bad. A medic goes to her room and takes her blood pressure. Everything is okay, but he does put her on an IV. A little later, the rest of the women start to get ready for a rum tasting. That's pretty interesting. Heather, I gotta give it up to her because she was a great hostess. She even had Monica's heritage in mind when she chose to do this rum tasting. So all the ladies go except Meredith and Whitney. They're having so much fun trying the drinks that the guy was making for them. Whitney does end up going, but she was just late. After this tasting, the ladies get on the van to go somewhere, and thankfully Meredith does go on this one. And then she said, when she sits up there, she says, I have a question for everyone in this car. Who here has a room with a bathtub in it? And they all do. They all raise their hands. So Meredith says, y'all saw that I was covered in blankets when I got here. Y'all saw that I was ill. Y'all knew that all I wanted was to take a bath. And y'all threw me in a room with no bathtub. And none of y'all thought it would be nice to give me y'all's? This was so dramatic. Oh my gosh. But I personally, I am the type of person that I would have given her my room. Like, I'm just that person. I will like to be the bigger person, just be like, it's okay, have my room. But Lisa starts to argue with Meredith because she says, why would I give my bathtub up? And Angie says, well, I knew you were sick and all, Meredith, but you sure were making snarky comments. So what Angie is referring to is when they got to the house initially, Meredith, and they were going around the rooms, Meredith made a sarcastic comment about Heather dropping it low and spreading it wide in the bed. But she was being like sarcastic based on what Angie said about her. So then, before you know it, this becomes a fight in the van. Angie and Meredith. Angie keeps saying that Meredith threatened her family because she said that she could destroy her family. And Meredith says, yes, anyone can destroy anyone's family if they wanted to just by saying anything, but I'm not going to do that. And then they go back and forth. You go low, no, you go low and dirty. Angie says that every time she tries to work things out with Meredith, it never works out. And Meredith says, well, maybe we should have a one-on-one, Angie. And Angie says, I would love to do that. Then they arrive at a restaurant. Lisa was ordering the whole menu. Meredith says that the reason she told them was because she wanted them to know her feelings. Like, if she didn't say, then they would have never known. So it's better to say it than to just bottle it up. And they actually apologize for her feelings being hurt. And she says, thank you. That's all I really wanted. So speaking of feelings, Whitney wants to bring up the situation with Lisa. Whitney says that Lisa hurt her feelings. But before she's able to get it out, Lisa cuts her off and says, no, you started saying a lot of things to me, and I left Meredith's event because my feelings were hurt by you. Whitney says that she just wanted Lisa to be there for her, but clearly she makes everything about herself. Lisa says, well, let's talk about me making everything about myself, because I heard that you told Heather that I was self-absorbed and that you were making me a better person. That's the conversation that they had earlier. So Whitney is a little confused. I think she was taken aback by the fact that Heather said it to Lisa, and Heather jumps in to clarify what she told Lisa and what was the thing that Whitney told her. But Whitney says to Heather, you're meddling in our friendship right now, and goes as far as to say that Heather is spinning things so that Lisa will be mad at her. And Heather says, that's not true. You did say that Lisa was self-absorbed. Whitney says, I just needed you to be there for me, Lisa. Lisa says that she feels like she's been walking on eggshells with Whitney and that Whitney has been being rude to her. But let me tell y'all what the biggest, craziest thing that I got out of this fight was Heather and Whitney were fighting as if they wanted the cool girl to pick them. The cool girl in this case is Lisa. But it was embarrassing to see Heather and Whitney fighting for Lisa's approval. It got so bad that Whitney tells Heather to shut the F up, and Heather says, don't you ever tell me to shut the F up. So it starts to go back and forth between them. I feel like Whitney was trying to make her friendship with Lisa seem bigger than what it actually is, because Whitney even said like Lisa was the first person she wanted to hug her after her friend passed away, and Heather says, y'all are not that close, like what are you talking about? And Whitney says to Heather, well, we actually are pretty close, but you'll never know about it because you would try to ruin the friendship because you're jealous of the fact that we are friends. And that was crazy. It was getting a little bit too much. What did make me laugh was that when all this commotion was going on between Lisa, Heather, and Whitney, Meredith turns to Angie and says, well, at least it's not us this time, and they cheers to that. That was pretty funny. So they end up leaving the restaurant and they get back to the house. They continued to eat once they were at home. I guess they didn't really eat what they had ordered. I guess they took it home. Whitney was talking about she could beat up Heather's ass if she wanted, and I was like, I don't know about that. I don't think so. And then Meredith and Monica are really getting along in this trip. They were the last two in the kitchen. Everyone else had gone to their room. And they've really been connecting, and because Monica has been really good at just listening to Meredith and not making her feel like she's crazy. But then Monica brings something up. Okay, so a few weeks ago, Monica and Meredith were hanging out, just whatever, and they were at some street back at home part of the town that used to be controlled by the Greek Mafia a long time ago. So they jokingly said, maybe Angie's part of the Mafia. They were just kidding. Meredith gets some DMs about Angie Monica checks her DMs and finds out that she also has messages that people have sent her, and these are just random accounts, having alleged information that Angie may be in the mafia and that her and her husband might be committing some sort of fraud and they have some financial stuff going on. I don't know what is going on, but in that moment that Monica brings these messages up, you can see in Meredith's face that she's a little reluctant to talk about it on camera, but Monica did say it. So this will come up next episode. This was the end of the episode, but next episode, based from the previews, we see that Monica in fact will bring the rumors up and once again try to pin it around and say that Meredith brought them up. So now I'm starting to notice a pattern. Monica did this also with the rumors about Angie's husband. She's the one that said it to the camera in front of everyone, but try to pin it on Meredith, and now she will be doing the same thing. Moral of the story, Monica cannot be trusted, but we will be seeing that next week. I can't wait for next week and for this whole trip because things will get crazy. That's one thing that we do know. But as far as this episode, you guys, what were your reactions of the women about Meredith not getting her room, but most importantly about this dynamic between Lisa, Whitney, and Heather's friendship? Let me know, you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.